Good morning, Minnesota DFLers, and welcome to the DFL Daily. Richard Carlbaum here, chair of the Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor Party. Thanks for joining us this morning. Each and every morning at 10:45, Monday through Friday, we gather to make sure that you have the message, the action, and the tools to be empowered in this moment, now 9 months before the November midterm elections. I hope you got some rest this weekend because it's full steam ahead for us here at the DFL. There's a lot of ways for you to plug in this week. First off, we know ST53 is hosting their Central Committee meeting tonight in Inver Grove Heights. And then there are a lot of coffee and conversations with our organizers up on the website as well. We encourage you to dip into one of those. You can find all events at dfl.org/events. And then obviously always drop them in the chat so that we can highlight any local events that you're having out in community as well. All right, let's get into it. Folks, the whole nation, the whole world, indeed, has had their eyes on Minnesota, and what they see is an incredibly powerful story. Minnesotans have been stepping up since November 2024, and when Donald Trump sent thousands of ICE agents into our communities, and Minnesota Republican elected officials stayed silent, something woke up in the people of Minnesota. Minnesota has always Minnesota has always been known how to take care of its neighbors. That's just who we are. But what started in the bitter cold of January is building into a movement that will decide the future of our state and country this November. So let's paint a picture. 75,000 people stood in the freezing cold, sub-zero temps to show we won't stay silent as our state is occupied. Communities are launched into chaos, and peaceful protesters are killed in the streets. Folks did this not because they were told to or paid to, but because they wanted to show the world what makes Minnesota strong. Thousands have made their voices heard in the suburbs, small cities, and rural communities. 9,000 Minnesotans got trained as peaceful constitutional observers, regular folks that wanted to maintain the rule of law and document the lawlessness that ICE was showing the world. But here's what I want to focus on. The organizing, the community building, that doesn't go away when ICE leaves Minnesota. We're building something bigger. That's grassroots community power will carry us all the way through November, and we're going to make it happen together. Then, of course, last week came caucus night. Well over 31,000 Minnesotans joined their precinct caucuses in person. And get this, almost 60% of them for the first time ever. That's incredible. These are working people, folks who show up to do their jobs, pay their bills, and take care of their families. In the economy that Donald Trump built for his billionaire buddies, they don't have time for this, but they made time to show up. Lyon County hit a record levels for a non-presidential year. The lines in Carver County were longer than the 2008 Obama primary. A precinct chair shared, "There has never been this many people in 30 years. Chills. Sites ran out of chairs. Places that usually draw 40 were packing 500 people into the room. This is what political power looks like. Not top down, but neighbors talking to neighbors. So our path forward. The strongest check on this president isn't a single action. It's about building up power over time and getting every person we can to vote this November. We have less than 9 months to channel this energy to organize and make sure that every Minnesotan knows what's at stake. The overwhelming majority of the state is united. Trump's harm isn't welcome here. We don't want chaos. We don't want our neighbors living in fear. We don't want authoritarians in Washington and their allies in this state making decisions that ruin our lives. This is about right and wrong, and folks know that. So regular Minnesotans are the fuel for the grassroots engine that we're building. You're giving your time, attention, and resources towards this movement. What comes next is crucial to our success. We have to do the legwork of connecting with folks in every area of the state. 31,000 people came to caucuses last week. We have to make sure that we're inviting them to our events locally as much and as often as possible. We've held over 20 community listening sessions in the last year, and we've had more than 5,000 conversations at the doors already in 2025, before we even got to 2026. And we're not talking at them, we're listening to them. This movement is gaining momentum, and we're not going to let up now. So what's next? Well, we're bringing that energy from caucus night all the way to election day. Up next, we're on the road to Rochester. Activists and organizers around the state will gather over the next few months to put action behind their favorite candidates and who share their values, all building up to our state convention at the end of May in Rochester. But real power isn't one big event like a state convention. It's small things each of us do every single day. Grassroots power is built one small action at a time. So today's call to action is to make a commitment to do one small thing today. What is that? I want everyone to type your small action that you're going to do today into the chat before you leave. I'm looking forward to seeing what you all are planning to do. What action are you taking today? The world indeed is watching Minnesota. They're inspired by what they see, and it's who we are. Let's keep it up. There are 267 days until the November 3rd, 2026 midterm elections. Have a great Monday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's go win this thing.